Alright guys, doing a little work on the secondary Evo. Dubbed the, I don't know yet, but anyway, I want to show you some progress. Got a few things squared away, simple stuff, intercooler piping, so had to add a little section in right there. Fixed the front mount, got that bracket straightened out. Man, that looks pretty bad. Anyway, got this bracket straightened out, kind of got this kind of bent and mounted on there good, and then redid all that because if you guys remember, there was tape forever right here, so I just welded up a solid piece and got rid of the BS that was in there, and now it bolts right to the V-band clamps right to the turbo. 2.5 inch intercooler should be all right. We're not pushing major power with this car. Just going to be the girlfriend's car, but yeah, got all that all squared away. Got the hose on there. I don't really like the stuff that goes across this and then you come across. Yeah, that's dumb. So got found a set of injectors nice and cheap. So we're gonna throw some 1200s in this thing, and I'm gonna have a dual tune on it. It will be E85 and gas. But I got a timing belt for it because I don't know how old that timing belt is. Not to mention I'm going to be doing cams on this thing anyway. I got an extra set of 272s up there, Kelfer 272s. We're going to throw those in there. Realizing that I'm probably going to need springs. So yeah, we'll have to see what we got already in there. But got some head studs. Probably showed you that already. Head studs, I'm going to throw those in. Anyway, but yeah, front mount's looking pretty good. Got the piping all situated. Boom, boom. So this is how you're supposed to unscrew or unrice an Evo. So next will be this that mess right there. Bumper, that's going to be next, and then exhaust system. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I got enough piping for that. Ordered up all these little plastic clips since that side's messed up, and some screws and whatnot. Ordered up just some new strips for those. No big deal. Figure just gonna replace them because they're prone for coming off. So I got to get a new windshield wiper because that one's broken, which is awesome. Oh, threw that on. Got rid of the heat shielding because it was falling apart anyway, but this is my old one. The only problem was it was kind of cracked right there, but this is better than nothing. I'm gonna have to get a little mount for that so it kind of keeps it stable. I got a fiberglass front lip. Now, word to the wise. If you have the money, don't buy these. These things don't fit. I mean, at all. Had to do some major cutting right here to get to go around the light right, and then same thing on this side, which was like twice the amount of cutting. And as you can tell, I have to pull it in to actually get it to fit, and that's actually better than it was because before it was way out here, but I've been using tape to kind of suck it in a little bit because I'm waiting for the fender. But I don't know if you noticed, but this thing has to come in too. Yeah, so yeah, no bueno on that. So I'm on a budget on this car, not looking to spend a fortune, but figured, old lady's 40th birthday, why not? She's always wanted a manual car, and I know Evos pretty well. So got the air cleaner, got the mount, all that stuff. Built the intake. I think I already went over that. Here is the Evo 7 radiator. As you can tell, we have a gap difference between the sides because the lower support down there is actually pushed in a little bit from the minor wreck that this thing had. So I have to get it back, pull the front end off, pull all the stuff off again, and use my hoist to pull the lower radiator support out a little bit so it'll line up better. I already did it a little bit with the you can't really see the damage, but this area was all curved in. You kind of see the paint difference right here. So I lifted this up, So this isn't actually pulled down near as bad. But yeah, so the radiator support, waiting for a condenser. That should be in today, so I got to run up and grab that. The AC, the condenser was screwed, so got a new one. But I still got to pull the lower radiator support out. I'll probably end up doing that today, so everything kind of lines up. And luckily, it wasn't like frame damage. The frame rail, the frame rail right here is not wrinkled. There's no issues on the inside right here. No problems there. It's just up there at the front bumper support. So I guess when you slid it sideways into the ditch, it kind of nosed in first and then slapped the ass in. So we got a few more parts. This thing has no fans, so my favorite brand fans. This is a pusher. This is a puller Spall fans. Got new timing belts and balance shaft belt because I can't trust what's on there. I got this is a Black Flag 255, as you can see there, from Motivicity. Thanks a lot, Motivicity. You guys are awesome. I got a Torque Solution front engine mount. This is the front torque mount. So, and then, you know, Motivicity is awesome. They have fuel injector clinic injectors. And these things were actually pretty cheap. They're 1250s, I believe. But yeah, look at those. Some new injectors for a little more power. As you can tell, there's their flow rate. So that's kind of cool. The injector is pretty much plug and play, but they're a high impedance, so I got to change that plug. And I mean, they look pretty good. Pretty nice injectors right there. I'm gonna throw some Kelfords in it. Just to give it a little more oomph, you know, because I'll be driving it. So those are over here. They're not boxed correctly, but they're not the 276 high lifts. They are, whoops, they are a 272. So we're going to be throwing those in there. We just went and picked up the new condenser for the AC. Brand new condenser. So she won't have to complain that she has no AC. Waiting for the downpipe, the fuel rail, let's see, downpipe, fuel rail, install kit for the Walbro, upper radiator hose since we switched to a Evo 7. So got a few parts done. Yeah, been kind of a pain in the ass, I gotta say. I've had to buy like little like nickel and dime stuff from Mitsubishi for like the side skirts and other parts and pieces. Got a fender, had to buy a fender, tried to find one online, and they're just rare as hen's teeth, I guess. You know, I found one, but it was to replace the one I already have, so I had to go buy another one from Mitsubishi, and holy shit. I mean, dude, it's not even a sixth of a keg of a pony keg, and the thing was $500. Damn, dude, Mitsubishi is proud of their crap. So since I'm trying to budget this thing, the front end, fiberglass front end was, had to go that route because damn fender got to be so much. So, and I'm not about to put the fiberglass fenders or the 30 millimeter, 10 millimeter flared carbon fiber fenders on or any of that stuff. It's the old lady's car, there's no need for that. I mean, I might paint it later, we'll see, but I just wanted to kind of show you, some of the progress. I'm doing the fuel pump tonight, so we're just doing a Walbro 255. I'm gonna mod it. I'll show you how to mod it. But so here's the pump. She is actually it's a Black Flag 255, and I'll show you how to mod it. You mod it by pushing that guy down right there. And we're going to stick this bad boy in. I don't have a install kit yet, but I do have a couple pumps over there on an old double pumper. I'll borrow the sock off of, get that thing done. So, cool thing is, got in here, and we have a stock to the bone fuel pump insert. Nobody's touched this. There's no wrench marks. There's no nothing. This thing has a stock fuel pump. This is a rarity. This is like a first for me. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Stock stuff. No, I'm not really. Anyway, So the car's still kind of tore up. We got all the parts and pieces. I got to figure out what's going on with the left blinker on this thing. It's right blinker works fine. Left blinker, I can hear it trying to click, but it's just not doing anything. I can actually power up the lights, so the lights work, but I think the power feed got messed up by the marker light. So the marker light, I don't know if I already went over this. Anyway, marker light wires are up here. They all got melted, so my good buddy Alan gave me his old JDM amber marker lights. And yeah, so got the fender on. As you can tell, when this car got, or when it went into the ditch, apparently the fender got messed up, and they opened up the door and they chipped all the paint off right here. So, I mean, it is what it is. There isn't any actual damage, but I had to buy a new one of these, so that's brand new. Got one weather strip on. This is one of them. The other one, I got it just placed on there for now, but I'm waiting for the clips. And just so you guys know, on Evos, right there, see that guy? There's a clip that goes on that. Same thing there, all the way up, all right? So, there's the clips next to the windshield, and then there's these guys right here. You got those guys that snap onto that guy right there. So, that's what's going on there. But the front clips for this part of the rail, this part, are different on the rear than on the front. So, these are the little clips. Here, let me try to get there. I don't know if you can see that very well. But that little guy right there is the actual clip that I replaced on the back. I got some up here. This one's purple. Here's a gray one, so they kind of look like that right there. There's part number and everything. Front one's a little different part number. It's a little bit bigger clip. So, but yeah, all I got to do is just get the clips for the front part of it right there. We'll be done. Marked a few things off the old list here of stuff, but still got quite a bit left to do. Mitsubishi, I got the bolts because I couldn't find one in my bolt stash. So here are the bolts to bolt this thing to the spindle. So we got that. Waiting for the upper radiator hose, so I've just been moving the car in and out. You know, I need to get gas on it. So check it out. Here's the snazzy little fuel rail that we got for it. I do have adapter ends for aftermarket, like an 8AN or whatnot, but we're just going to go stock. So this is just going to be our stock situation. So got all that. The other thing too is we've got our Super Tech. Okay. Kegley springs, way better. But since this is a stock build for the most part, with those springs, I guess you lose a little bit of power. So I got some nice high performance super junks. So came with the, you know, got the shims, you know, got the keepers or the retainers, and they're beehives. So got a set of, you know, decent little springs. I mean, they're better than nothing. They're the Kelfords were a little more expensive, so I bought the Super Techs, and they were a little more, you know, they were pretty cheap. I mean, like $350 through Motivicity, so not a bad price. But then I get to, you know, I'll do a video on it. We're gonna do head studs. We're not actually pulling the head. We're going to pull the timing belt off because I'm replacing both timing belts, and we're going to do the head studs one at a time. Torque them down, and then we'll do a final torque once I got the actual head studs installed, which are these guys. These are some good used ones that I've got. They came out motored not too badly. And by the way, I leave these on there. I've got the nut on the stud still, because once you torque this nut to this thread right here, that they're mated and they kind of break into each other. So you try to just keep the nut on the stud anytime you pull the stud out. I know that H11s back in the day said once you torque that nut on that stud, that nut does not leave that stud at all, ever, because it's a break-in kind of thing. So I just do that for all my head studs. Seems to work pretty good so far. I haven't had a problem. So, but yeah, anyway, other little odd tidbits right? So in the car, as you can see, I got one of these guys. I'm not a big fan of the pillar pod for the gauges because it's just a distraction. So this guy is going to go right there. So got some gauges for it. I'm gonna have to get new A-pillars for this thing because I don't know why they had to do the stupid crap that they did do, but that's why kids shouldn't own Evos. I mean, if you're a kid that actually knows what you're doing and you actually, you know, work on cars and whatnot, you know, by all means, you know, get an Evo. They're fun cars. But dude, the ricer crap that I have to fix all the time is just monotonous, dude. These are awesome little sports cars. Don't destroy them. You know, these things need to be kept in pristine shape, you know, for you know, basically the future hot rodders, you know. Shit, this is a factory race car basically, so, you know, treat it as such. I mean, back in the day, you know, our parents had like Camaros and Chevelles and GTOs and, you know, all the walks of muscle car life, and those meant something to them. So, you know, in our generation, which, you know, I grew up during that generation, when I was a kid, but now these are our, you know, our cars, like the Mustang Fox body and the Evo and all that. This is, you know, our generation of muscle cars, and an Evo is a really good platform. You know, Subaru's not a bad car, nothing wrong with the Subaru, but other than the motors are just, damn, they take so much to make them build power, and you can do it really easy on an Evo. Subaru drivetrain's better than an Evo's drivetrain. Evo's drivetrain, the weakest link is a transfer case. You know, so there's pros and cons of both cars, but I'm an Evo fan, so 4G for life. Anyway, so yeah, just doing, I got to figure out what he did with the stereo, because he did some janky stuff here. Yeah, he did some janky stuff right here, and these wires connect to these wires, as you can tell, and they go underneath the seat down here to where an amp used to be. Since this was an SSL car, it had a sub in the back. Well, I guess they got rid of all that, and they got rid of the amp, you know, because duh, why would I do? I don't know. I just don't know. So I got to go through and figure that out while I'm figuring out what's going on with the blinkers on this car. Other than that, so far that's the only major issue that I've got with it. Other than it needs to be aligned really bad. So as of right now, though, I mean, this thing is, as of right now, though, this thing's coming together. Gotta get the little marker, guys, right there. This is a stock Evo rear bumper. This is the stock trunk off of my Evo, but I'm not putting my wing on there. This car is going to sit outside, and my wing's immaculate. Like, it looks new still. So my car, when I bought it, was a garage car. So got the side skirts on. We got a little damage here and there, you know. I'll probably cut that off, pull that off, but, you know, side skirts are on. I mean, the car ain't gonna be pretty, but, you know, it doesn't have to be. It just needs to be functional and work, you know. So I think this will be a good car.